Okay, let's continue on with the healing power of outdoors. And of course, learn English. This is why I always say get outside, go for a walk, and then put on your headphone and listen to effortless English. It will improve your learning. You learn faster, you will improve faster, you will get more benefits and faster benefits from my lessons, from my courses, when you do them in this way. You can't fall asleep when you're walking outdoors, right? I know some people that try to sit at the desk, sit at the table, sit at a couch, and then listen to English lessons. So I get tired, I get sleepy. Oh yeah, just sitting on your butt inside. Of course you will. Put the lesson on your iPod or phone or whatever. Put on some headphones and then get outdoors. Go outside and walk for a very long walk. And while you're walking, listen to my lesson. And then you can do 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day of listening to English and also be walking and also be outdoors, stimulating your brain, you're energizing your body. It's fantastic. And you could do this in the city. I used to do this in the city, even if you're not doing the Camino de Santiago. You could do it at the city. I live in Bangkok. When I live in Bangkok, I go for long walks, just exploring the city. And I would not take a taxi sometime. I could just walk from where I was living in an area called Thom Bri, which is across the big river. And I walk across the bridge, the walk all the way into downtown, which would take me, hours, hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. And then if I was tired, I would take a bus or a taxi back home, or sometimes I would walk all the way back. And I would do this in Osaka. When we were living in Osaka, we live on the more outer edge of Osaka, and I would walk into downtown an hour or more, and then walk back. And I felt great. And then it's actually cities are very nice for doing this because you can just walk for hours and hours and explore city. It's quite fun and quite enjoyable. It's exploring city. Then you get tired or get hungry, and you always stop at a coffee shop, stop at a grocery or convenience store, stop up at a park, take a break. So get outside. Get outdoor. Don't spend most of the time indoors. And especially if you have a job that you have to work inside, then when you come home, don't just sit inside again. Oh my God. So sitting indoor all days, 8-9 hours a day, and then come home and just sit inside your house. You're not getting any natural sunlight, not getting area. It's a feeling almost claustrophobia. You get used to it. Maybe you don't notice it, but I promise. Start getting yourself outdoors, outside, every day for a long time, several hours. And you find that your mood and your energy and everything increases. And just find ways to do it. Even if sitting in a chair in your backyard, you have a backyard or a little balcony or something, it's still better than being indoors all the time. Ideally, I just know it's hard, it depends on life. And ideally, we should be outdoor more than when we're indoors. I'm not counting sleep time, but when we are awake. Ideally for me, I try to do this. I try to spend more time outside than inside. And I don't always do it, but I noticed the difference that the day I was outdoors most of the day today, I just feel better. I feel happier. And my mood is better. I know a much better mood today. And my energy level was better. I just feel better. I feel like a good day. And I was outside, do stuff in the garden, go outside, playing with the kids, and then I was walking around a little bit, and I didn't spend too much time inside. And then outside right now talking to you, doing this walk and talk, and I feel great. And now the other day, yesterday or the day before, I was I kind of spent most of the day indoors. Oh, it was chilly and I don't know, ending up getting stuck when you're inside. When I'm inside, that's when it's easier to get on your phone, to social media, or for me, I check business website stuff, or just, you even just being stuck inside, no matter what, it just notice it's like I feel my energy level is lower when I'm indoors most of the day. And therefore my concentration is lower and my mood is not quite as good. I'm not in a bad mood every time I'm inside, but still and I'm in a better mood when I'm outdoors more. And I think this is true for most people. It's powerful, and we live such artificial life now, so much of our life are unnatural, disconnected, not connected to nature or in any way. And so easy now to of course we sleep inside, closed up, and then to be indoors all morning, and then getting inside a car or bus or train, and then once again inside an artificial, unnatural environment, and then go work inside a building, and then come home in a car, bus, or train or whatever, and then sit inside or a house for the rest of the evening and go to bed and spend only like a few minutes outside, maybe when we're going from the house to the car or the station, the train station to the office, right? Somewhat nothing. It's almost nothing, yeah. It's not somewhat nothing. Because you can't try to get a job where you're going to work outdoors, even if you as I've said, sometimes, I work on the computer a lot, but I'll try to do it outdoors. Or I'll get a chair, get like a plastic chair. I'll just take it outside, and if the weather is not too bad, I'll just, sit out in front of a carpenter house and just sit in the office, do the work instead of being inside. It just makes a big difference. So the reason I like doing the walk and talk, even now I'm doing my YouTube videos, a lot of the time I'll be outside. So a little tricky with the wind and the microphones and stuff. And sometimes the weather is bad, but I try to do it as much as I can now. Walk and talk, mostly for me, I just feel better. I'm more energetic. I think I do a better job when I'm outside compared to if I'm inside trying to record and trying to work. So that's a long talk about a very simple topic, but it is very powerful. Sometimes things that are so simple can really have a big effect, and we kind of don't think about it, right? People maybe mention this, but I promise that the nice thing about doing this is that it doesn't require you. You don't need to try to change your thought. You don't need to try to change any other or do anything. It would just have a very positive effect on your mind and your emotions without really trying to do anything else. Sometimes in life, when we're struggling and our energy is low, our motivation is low, or we having a tough time or whatever reason, not feeling good, we need things that don't require a lot of willpower. So it's just getting outside. That's easy to do because many ways you can do it, right? I mean, if you're just gonna sit indoors and look at your phone, well, it's better if you sit outside and look at your phone. Go to the nearest park and do it. Look at your phone for a long time, still not great, but it's just better if you do it outside. I promise you notice the difference. Notice in your mind actually not want to look at the phone as much. So you might start feeling better, and that you're now out in a nice environment, and not nicer environment, a more interesting environment, and naturally your eyes are going to start looking around more. You're going to hear other sounds. It's also true in cities even, because you can people watch, you can look at all the different people going by, and right, there's more thing to see as well outside compared to inside. And then even for extreme example, someone's almost suicidal, super depressed. Do this. Be depressed, but do it outside. Be depressed, but do it outside for lots of hours every day. Be sad, be depressed, but not inside. That's the only change you gotta make. It's the only little thing you have to make yourself do. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna do anything else. It's not going to change the way you eat. Or don't have to change anything else in your life. You're just going to do it outside. And then this can shift you in a more positive direction and start to improve your mood a little bit. It's just to improve your energy a little bit. When you get a little more energy, a better mood, then you're going to do other things too. Then you might want to start walking more. You might want to, it's the next thing you could do. Combine walking and outside. And then you get those things and going, and you're going to start feeling better, start feeling more energized, and then you can start making other changes in your life. Oh, this is the letting go of something that happened, or making some new decision in your life. And if you really want something to this big and powerful, you could do something dramatic like walk the Camino de Santiago. I highly recommend it. I recommend to everybody, even you're not Christian or Catholic, I think that it's because I'm not, and I am a wonderful time and got great benefits from the Camino de Santiago. So I think it's a wonderful experience. So if you can do it, that's a great one. If you've really been going through a hard time, maybe for a year or two or more, I feel like I need some big and I need something to gonna make a significant change in my life. I need a break from, what I'm dealing with every day. Do it. Because the great thing about doing something like that is that doing the Camino is that you start to get benefit before you even go. Because if you're smart, you can do the Camino. This is smart. You train for it. You actually practice for it. And walk. You're not used to walking 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day, 8 hours a day with a backpack with the weight. You probably need to get used to that. You probably need 3, 4, 5, 6 months at least to train and practice and get your body used to walking that much. And then you'll be doing lots of walking in your hometown. That's what I did when I was living in Kyoto at the time before I did the Camino. And then I actually started doing running. I did a lot of running for my training for the Camino. But I did the long runs, like longer than a marathon several times. So I would go on long runs and long walks over Kyoto, get to know Kyoto well, and I got a great benefit. I got just much benefit during the 6 months of training, because it's got me outdoors. Even a lot of time in the winter, I kind of want to hide inside. But because I tried to get ready for the Camino, we did the Camino in the spring. I got to keep training in the winter. I can do nothing. So I went on. I remember a couple long runs, like 3 hours runs, something like that. Than I did in Kyoto in the snow. And actually, really great experiences. Like it's so beautiful, the snow coming down. And one side I get to like downtown Kyoto area. You could see the mountain to the north. So this is snow coming down, and kind of run the snow a little bit. And next to the river, the Como River. And then, the mountains like started peering out to the north of me, and then I ran all the way to the north of the city, and then turned around and came back again, and really just beautiful, wonderful experience. So it's a very beautiful city, and then you run into the snow. It's kind of make it extra magical. So the training of the event was also great. It got me outdoors a lot, even in the winter. And then during the Camino de Santiago to Chocoto 88, they could do visit something like decide to do a half marathon or some hike. Maybe some trail or something you could do that is close to you, that you could do that it was still required to do some training to get to training for you go outside. For so many of them, all through Europe, there's a lot of them. There's one I'd like to do called the coast to coast England's coast to coast in the northern England, the Lake Country, and you go across England to the west to eat. I think is most people do. This is always like 1 week of hiking, a week maybe a little more, but again very beautiful area. So something like that would be great, and especially if you live in Europe where it would be very easy to get to. Could do that, and Italy has a bunch of trail. I think I'm sure Austria. For Europe, United States, we have a lot of more wilderness trail where you might need to do some camping, but there's some great ones, and there's a few gigantic epic. I don't know if I would do them. I also had that in my mind. I wanted to do one of those trail. There's the Appalachian Trail, and there's the Pacific Coast Trail. There's one called the Continental Divide, and there's a 3 trail that goes south to north or north to south, basically across the entire United States. So these are big major hikes. So I think the Appalachian Trail is someone that's almost popular, probably the easiest, still not easy, but it's the one that the oldest, the most well-known. It starts in Georgia and they go all the way up to Maine. This is next to Canada. And it takes people, depending on how fast they are, for 4, 5, 6 months to do that. And they're, camping in tents the whole way. They got to carry everything, carry your food, carry your water, everything. And it's through the Appalachian Mountains. This is what's called Appalachian Trail. It costs a lot. You can do a little section of the Appalachian Trail I have. When I used to live in Georgia, I would hike a little piece of the Appalachian Trail. So maybe there's 3, 4, 5 days. So you can find things like this. And then same in Japan, there are smaller trails and all over. I know in Nepal, and you want to do some really amazing hiking, you can hike in the Himalayas, either in the foothills, the beginnings of the Himalayas, or you can get up there really high. You could do some crazy hike all the way to base of Mount Everest or something. This is the point being, when you choose an event like this, is some kind of special thing. Number one, that event gets you outdoors, gets you walking, and then gives you a lot of great benefits. But number two, just getting ready for the event will also give you tremendous benefits. There's the physical benefits, there's the physical training. You gotta be outdoors walking a lot just to get ready for the event. And there's also a kind of excitement that builds up. This is also good for your mood, especially if you're struggling and having a hard time, depressed or sad, or getting over some tough things that happen to you. It's kind of nice to have something positive to look forward to. Like, okay, I'm not so happy right now, but hey, 6 months I'm gonna go hike in Nepal, and 6 months I'm gonna do this trail in England, and 6 months whatever it is, it could be in your country, and then it gives you something to look forward to, right? Something positive, like you can read about it, get excited about it. Gets you outside and giving to get outside. Another positive reason. I think one of the fun positive thing to do builds up. It's called anticipation in English. Anticipation is that thinking about something good in the future, right? And then feeling that feeling of excitement and happiness about something that's coming in the future, and anticipation kids have the before Christmas, they anticipate, they're thinking, they're excited, they're thinking about, giving Christmas Day, and then just and anticipation. And that can be a great, remedy. Okay, I need to take a sip of water. He's speaking so fast, I'm kind of out of breath. Okay. He's like over 50 and he's been speaking like nonstop. I could not keep up with that. I need to take a break. All right, here we go again. To depression or grief or low motivation as well. Right? I mean, again, using extreme example of suicide, like when you really think about why do people commit suicide, of course, they're suffering greatly in the moment. But I think what you hear again and again and again from them in their letters or if they survive or if they talk about afterwards, they talk about it afterwards. It's that the feeling would never end. There's no anticipation for anything better. They're quite the opposite, no hope. And so that anticipation for something positive, looking forward to something positive, it doesn't have to be, something huge and giant and spiritual. That's great. But even something small like, oh, I got this cool trip coming in 6 months, and they're gonna go or walk the Camino de Santiago. I'm gonna go do whatever it is. You do that little bit of positive anticipation can keep you going through very dark times, and start the process, start lifting you out of it, moving you towards the light again, right? And if you're not in deep depression or just struggling a little bit, but just bored, it's kind of low energy, whatever, then something like that can be very, very, very positive. So I highly recommend as well, in addition to just get outside every day, walk when you can, listen to effortless English lesson while you're walking outdoors every day. Do it for 2 hours, 3 hours or more. You can do it. You have the time. Even just sit outdoors a lot. In addition to that, plan some cool outdoor trips. It doesn't have to be tough physically, okay? It can be something that's physically fairly easy. You could just find an easy trail that's kind of flat. It doesn't have to be anything, doesn't have to be a marathon, okay? But the key point is that it's just something outdoors, and something that for you is exciting, that it gives you that anticipation. And if you're doing great, you're already doing all of this stuff. Maybe you already do all of this stuff yourself, but maybe you know somebody else in your life who are having a hard times. And sometimes, we don't know what to do to help somebody. It's like, well, I don't know what to say. I try to, this is one way you can help them. Just the thing that you could give an advice. I say, get outdoor most. But there's something you could do for them. Hey, come with me. I'm gonna go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. Just get them out their house. Get them out their house. Know somebody who's depressed, who's struggling. Just get them outdoors, okay? Just take them out somewhere. Take them to the park. Take them to a restaurant where you can just sit outside and eat. Not inside, outside. Or if you really think they need help, get them to go to a trip with you. Let's do the Camino de Santiago. Let's do inland coast to coast. Let's do. I found this cool trip. Let's do it. That's how I did it. The Camino. My friend Joe just talking to on the phone. I wasn't depressed, but he just say, "Hey, let's do the Camino." He just researched about it, and let's do it. Let's do it. Boom, instant decision. Let's do it when you want to go. Okay? So if it, I think it's a great thing you could do for somebody who is depressed and struggling. Instead of trying to give them therapy, and sometimes people aren't open to any of that, but you could just get them outside as much as possible. That could be helpful in the short term. Then maybe you do plan like a true trip with them, like that. Give them something exciting with a little bit of positive anticipation, all right. So outdoors. It really is healing. The sunlight healing, the air is healing, the stimulation, all the thing to see. Nature is healing, but even city can be healing, as long as you outside more. So get outdoor, help other people get outdoors, and listen to my lesson outdoor whenever you can. Walk and listen to my lesson. It's so much better than sitting on your butt inside. Listen to Power English outside. Listen to my VIP program outside. Lots of love to you. I always wish you great happiness. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Okay, we'll finish another one. Thank you so much.